Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot, and welcome to the penultimate episode of our Isla Nublar InGen Park, InGen facility in Jurassic World Evolution. We are building our final exhibit today, and then in the next episode, in a couple of days' time, we're going to set it to nighttime, we're going to get the rain going, we're going to have some dinosaur breakouts, we're going to view the park, we're going to explore it a little bit, and we'll do a full tour and stuff like that, and just have a good time. I believe, unless I'm crazy, correct me if I'm wrong, that this is actually our biggest project yet. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily the best park. I think the Isla Nublar Botanical Gardens are probably better. I think the game is better at handling the natural side of things than it is necessarily making something that looks so city-esque and, big organisation, compoundy, which is kind of what I've been going for. I think it's quite difficult to do, but I think this is our most ambitious project in some ways, unless I'm crazy. It feels like I think there's been more episodes in this series than there was in the others, is what I'm trying to get at. And what we're going to do today is build a BARYONYX exhibit, just because there's one person in particular, but there's definitely a handful of people doing it, who have been asking for the bloody BARYONYX since, like, the first episode, and I would feel mean if I didn't include a BARYONYX. So the theory is, for the InGen-ness of the BARYONYX, is that we're testing the aquatic traversal abilities of our dinosaurs, right? Like, so sometimes, yeah, okay, maybe the Navy wants some dinosaurs as well. Maybe they'd want a BARYONYX. Maybe they're going over to, like, Vietnam or something, or to Americas, and there's a war in the Everglades, right? And we need a dinosaur that can handle swamp warfare. And also, because we've got a river right here, I kind of like the idea of it extending down over here to the right-hand side. So, that is what we're going to do. Let's get started. I've got a little bit of a plan, but not much of a plan. I have a baby of a plan right now. Hopefully it'll grow up to be a big, strong, whatever the opposite of a baby is. An adult is what we would call it, ladies and gentlemen. So, what I want to do... Is that actually... Oh, that's actually jumping. That's pretty cool. I didn't think it would do that. I've got this idea in my head of... Let me just... Okay, what the... Go. There, you want to go there. About there. About there. I like this idea of having, like, a slightly thinner fence at this side. I don't even know how this makes sense thematically. I just like the idea. And having the water run through there into the exhibit. That just really excites me for some reason. I don't really know why. I just came up with it a few seconds ago. And this kind of idea I really like. It's just like a little, you had like a little bit of the river that came out and they thought, well, let's turn this into an opportunity to do something with the water, with that area. And that already, to me, looks really cool. Am I being silly? I'm probably being silly, but I don't care. I do want a bit more water than that. We're going wet for this one. I think I kind of want the water not on the concrete, though. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. Anyways, we need to wet this up a little bit. We are going full-on swamp. There should be some land, you should feel, but it should be more like little islands, little pockets, like so. Okay, something like that. And I don't really have any ideas for viewing or anything like that. That is the only idea I have right now. So the rest of it we're going to work on. Let's get ourselves our BARYONYXes first of all. Oh, hello. I forgot that I did this. Okay, let's get that shipped out. There you go, pal. How are we doing over here? How are my hybrids doing? You're fine, 100% health. Where's my Indo? Where is my Indo? Where the hell's my Indoraptor? What? Where's my Indoraptor gone? Did it die? I guess it died. Interesting. Did the Indominus Rex... No, seriously, where's my Indoraptor gone? Because surely I would have noticed if it died. The game would have told me if it died. Whatever. Okay, let's go ahead and... capacity. We're going to have to make another Indoraptor. First things first, we need some BARYONYXes. So, what colour do we want? I think... You'd want dark colours, right? You'd want colours that... I think we're going to go for rainforest. Hopefully you can't hear that noise outside. We're going to go for two different colours. We always go for two different colours. So let's just grab cool. Hopefully you can't hear that noise outside. As soon as I start to record a video, like the second I start to record a video, people feel the need to drill and saw and... I don't bloody know. Murder cats or whatever the hell they're doing out there. This is the wrong button. Where is my Indo? And tell you what, let's give it a different colour this time. Indoraptor version 0.1 has died. It will be replaced by Indoraptor version 2, the jungle one. Like, that is all. I really like this pit. It's really, like, as long as you get it at an angle where the shape doesn't look weird, that looks really cool to me. But I'm an optimist, what can I say? Right, so this isn't going to be the biggest exhibit in the world. How are we going to look into it? How are we going to make it interesting? I mean, it's pretty cool already. It links in with the water. It's going to have this swampy kind of feeling to it. But is there a way to make it just that little bit more exciting? No. Well, we're testing out their watery abilities. It'd be really good if we can make like deep water or something like that. That'd be really cool. I need to have a little think. Well, we're going to put a fence along here anyway. Let's just stick a fence on right now. You're not going to go there, are you? No, I didn't think so. Okay. Stop it. Why is there a... I'll do. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It's not perfect, but it'll do. The BestInSlot story. Oh, I kind of want to curve it. I never curve in this park, but the curve is just beautiful there, isn't it? Oh, that looks really good. It's just, the whole thing has come together. So, because there's so much going on in every place, it's like, no matter what angle you look at, there's multiple things going on at the same time, which I really, really like. I also want to change this monorail track, as I did mention. I just want it to not look like a weird blobby penis, but I don't think there's a good way to do it. And it makes sense for it to be where it is, you know what I mean? So, I'm going to stick with it. It's fine. Right, so that is the size of the exhibit. How do we make it interesting? We don't really have much room to play with. Maybe... No, that's stupid. I'm going to have a little think, and I'll be back in a second. So what I'd really like to do, and what I was thinking in my head, is I like the idea of viewing it from the water a little bit. What I'd really like is like a bridge over here, this kind of bit of it. What I'd actually like to do is put a gate here as well. You're not going to let me do that, are you, in the water? You're tempted for a second. Just, can we get that? Does that work? There's a little bit where you can see it sort of flashing. I don't think you can put it in the water. Although again, it is considering it. See what I mean? Just that little flicker there. Oof, flicker. Oof, flicker. Oof, flicker. No. I like the idea of like a bridge across here, so you could... And then this would open up occasionally, right? Like the gate, there would be a gate here. Kind of like the Monstrous in Jurassic World. And that would let the... I mean, why would you want the... Well, this is where you'd let the BARYONYX... Right, okay, I'm thinking this through. You'd let the BARYONYX... This is why this looks different, right? Because at the moment, this doesn't make sense. Why would this not be concrete? And the reason is because this bit in the middle, it doesn't look like a gate, but we can pretend this area here, because it's got like a latch, like a hinge, we can pretend this is a gate, right? Thematically, let's just go with that. So this opens up, and the idea is when we want to use the BARYONYX on a mission, we send them out here, and then they leave via the river, which... If we just do a little bit of work over here, the river sort of heads off into there, and we can pretend it's a little tunnel, and it's kind of like, in my head, it's like when you send the Navy off in their little scuba suits, and, you know, they're leaving, and then you head down the river out of the island, and they go off to battle or do whatever InGen-y stuff they're doing. So that's my justification for that right there. I think we're going to make this... I don't know, I keep trying to come up with ideas, I keep losing it. I've just done everything at this point. I'm looking for guests. I was thinking like a mini monorail. I was thinking even a gyrosphere. Potentially, we haven't used the gyrosphere once. So maybe what we could also do is we're testing out the gyrospheres. Maybe we have an aquatic gyrosphere. We're testing out the gyrosphere's ability to move around water. We're testing out the dinosaur responses to the gyrosphere. I'm not sure how much sense that necessarily makes, but I just want to do something different, you know? So I think what we're going to do, I've got a little plan how we're going to set this up. I'm going to delete that fence there, delete that fence there, delete that fence there. We bring the fence across like so. Like so. And hopefully they're going to let me put a gyrosphere thingy there. I'm not sure how much sense this makes, but we can always... Look, at the end of the day, the whole point of this is that we can pretend it makes as much sense as we like. What are you obstructed by? The water. Let's get rid of the water. I'm probably going to need to flatten this a little bit. There we go. Come on. You want to be good to me? You be good to me, I'll be good to you. There we go. That look beautiful. Seems like a pretty cool little location as well. Might take a little bit of work, right? We're going to have to extend... What's in here at the moment? Ah, it's my Dilophosaurus. Okay. Let's move quickly. Oh, no. Oh, no. I just need that to go up and that to go... That's all I need. That's all I needed, I think. There's unfortunately now a Dilophosaurus right next to the... You can see it there, right next to the wall. Fortunately, it doesn't seem that interested in trying to break out. There we go. Thanks, buddy. Who's a good little Dilo? Yes, it's you. Okay. And now I can't edit the track until the bloody thing's done. So, why not? We had to have a gyrosphere at some point, in theory, probably. Go, and we can probably maybe squeeze a little tower in there. I don't know, it's going to be a little tight. Oh god, not a chance. I don't think we'll get one in anywhere. There's literally just... There's just no room left in this park. The whole... Oh, hello. Oh, that's cheeky. I like that. I like that. Was not expecting that to go there at all, but hey, why not? There's just no room in this park. The whole park is just filled with stuff. It is definitely our most busy. Remember where it all started all those weeks ago? It's been a long time, this one. Just making this little power station area, just sticking fences absolutely bloody everywhere. Right, gyrosphere. Let's try to get this track. I think this is going to be quite tough. I don't know if it can go over the water is the main problem. So we might have to make like a little route. Can it go over the water? No, it can't go over the water. Okay, so we're going to have to... I really wish... Go. I really wish you could kind of click on it and just kind of extend it naturally, but hey ho. You gonna squeeze through there, baby? Yeah, he's a good girl. He's a good girl. Okay, we're gonna have to do the same over here. We can always put more water in, so we'll just have... There's less water than I'd like at the moment, but as we develop the track, we can then add more water in later, and it'll kind of just be the same amount anyway, so should not be a big deal at all. This is gonna be a little iffy. No? Nice! Done! Now, I do wish the river kind of carried on, but that can kind of... I wanted a bridge. That's sort of... I mean, that's... No, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. When we get some trees in here, so... And what we can do is just have it so the track is like the only... Is that cool? I don't know if that's cool. The track is like the only... No, I don't like that. It looks ridiculously stupid. It was an idea, briefly. Maybe I'll have like where the monorail is that can stand on the land a little bit. I really do want it to feel... bitty. If we do that, if we just have a little attachment there, a little bit less than that, just a little bit, so this bit sort of coming over where the river is looks a little less weird. This makes a lot of sense, you know, you've got a river, like a coursing, roaring river, but pretend it's coursing and roaring and such, and then it splits off to the side and kind of forms like a more static, swampy sort of area. That makes a lot of sense to me. Right, we need some trees though. Not really thinking this route, just gonna stick some down. Don't want to go too far because the river itself doesn't have any, but there's lots of trees here, so you'd imagine just because there's a fence there doesn't necessarily mean no trees would make it across. Plus, I think let's bush it up a little bit. I think these are necessary to make it feel more like an overgrown swamp. At the moment, it's not quite there. Hey, it looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's nothing special, but hey, we're ending in a nice low-key note. Get a little feeder in there. Oh, beautiful. Do I like that? Yeah, it's a nice little view through there. It'd be nice to get another way to view this exhibit other than the gyrosphere, but where the hell would it go? Where the hell would it go? We could do a little thing here where maybe this goes along here and there's a viewing tower into this exhibit just for the people, the fancy posh people to view. Well, the problem with that is the fancy posh people have to be taken away from the rest of the park, and if you give them a viewing tower, they're going to see all this malarkey. I don't want them to see this. This isn't for the fancy posh people. This is for the scientists. I don't know. Right. I don't think my Indo's done. Oh, my Indo's done. Let's get my Indoraptor out. Get that shot, get that moved over. What does the jungle Indoraptor even look like? Yellow. The Indoraptor skins are so disappointing to me. They really are. Why do we not have a white one? I don't understand. Half of the Indominus Rex skins are black, right? And having the pure black Indominus Rex is pretty cool, even if I think it's a pretty lazy skin. So why don't we have the same for the Indoraptor? I don't understand what the thought process was. How are we doing on goats? There should be much fewer goats. There's another dead one right there. Are all my raptors still here? Yeah? Yeah. I'm just going to keep that open now. entertains me. We should then be able to put a goat in here, in theory. So I'm going to delete that. Put in a goat feeder. Spawn a goat. Spawn a goat. Eh? 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 Dum dum dum. Anyways. God, you're cool. I love that skin. Really, really love that skin. That might be one of my favourites in the entire game. Okay, Indoraptor is going to get shuffled off. Time for some BARYONYXs. BARYONYX Oppose, as they will now be called. Otherwise, I think we're pretty done. Now, we're going to put them in and we're going to roll around in our gyrosphere and have a little look. Of course, it is maybe a little bit more touristy than I'd like, but I like this idea of this being a gate. And it kind of looks like it just because the entrance point, the meeting point for these two fences is smack bang in the middle and it's in the water. So we can pretend, you know, the water gets a little deeper here and then the gates are also opening up underneath the water because you can't really see the bottom of them anyway. We've got to use our imaginations a little bit, but that's okay. I swear people only knock on my door when I'm recording videos. Like, look, Amazon delivery dude, I'm very glad you brought me my stuff, but do it sometime else. I haven't even opened it, I don't even know what it is. I think, right, I'm going to talk because I don't really have anything else to do right now while we wait for our BARYONYXs. Let's have a look at it. I don't even know this. Okay. I really don't like the BARYONYX skins. I know I'm complaining a lot, but I don't love... The BARYONYX is not my favourite dinosaur in this game. I think I've picked two of the better ones, actually. The rainforest one, they look nice and different. The one I really don't like is the pink one, which I believe is the coastal... I think it's the coastal. Because coastal used to be my favourite skin, and then they all turned out to be rubbish. I don't really know why. Have I got both of these being shot? Yes. So we're going to get our BARYONYX shifted over, and then we'll hop in the gyrosphere and take a little look. But what I was saying was, so I've gone back to university, right? And because I'm living in, like, central London, I'm living in a box. Because there's no way I could live in anything other than a box in central London on my income, etc., etc. Especially considering I have to pay my way through university. And I'm determined to make this box feel at least a little bit homely, which is quite difficult to do sometimes, especially when you can't permanently damage the wall. But I've got some like little paintings of like, it's a parrot, and I've got some like sticky Velcro hook things that will put it onto the wall. I've got a big, what would you call it? It's a big piece of, it's a tapestry of like the globe hanging on one of my walls. I got a nice new lamp. I got some fake little succulents, they're called, which are like a specific type of plant. They freak me out because they're called succulents, which is... God, I hate the word succulent. There is not a single thing on this planet that I would happily call succulent. Like, people say it for cakes and stuff, just call it nice. I know nice doesn't necessarily describe it the same way, but nice is all I'm willing to accept, not bloody succulent. Succulent's up there with moist. Moist is okay for, like, a sponge. Can you call a sponge succulent? Probably not, really. Come on, Bazza, let's get you shifted over. Look at that. Look at that lighting. Oof. A little bit of glimmer catching on the swamp there. Bam. Love it. Would we want like a little viewing port along here? I kind of like it being... You know, if you're walking along, you don't really... Oh, hello. Don't like this, though.
Oh!
Oh! Some people got really excited when the game first came out. Because it seemed like the guests pointed at important things. You know, people would see their guests walking by and point out a dinosaur, and they thought, oh, these guests are really intelligent. And people were saying that even, you know, weeks after the game came out. This is not the case. I mean, this guy right here is pointing at a wall, and the second ago, he's pointing at... No, there he goes, pointing at the wall. It's just coincidence, guys. It really is. The guests are idiots, which is fine. It is. Well, it's not fine. I wish the guests were a little bit better. It's one of my priorities. But, I feel like all I do is complain about this game at the end of the day. And that's absolutely not how I feel about it. I love this game. It's my favourite game of the year. I just think it has a lot more potential, and I'm very excited to see where that potential goes. To some extent, God, I love that pit. It's really growing on me. To some extent, it's nice to have a game that isn't... It's not perfect yet. It's not ready. It needs a little bit of time. It needs a little bit more development. At the end of the day, it still let me make this. You know, this is a pretty cool looking thing right here. And there's not many games that would let me build something like this. There's really not. And there's a lot to like about this game. I just think it can go even further, and that's all I want, really. You know? I think that's all most of us want. Alright, you. You're going to stop being silly now. You do need food and water. I I'm not convinced by that skin. Should have got a different one. You're allowed to eat briefly, and then we're going to feed the Indom, okay? Because you should be... Yeah, you're okay. You seem to hold out a little longer than the Indoraptor does. Where's my Barry? Right, we'll just wait for the second Barry to get across, and then we'll give ourselves a little gyrosphere tour, and then we are done. So I'm just kind of like closing down the series a little bit. I want to thank you guys. So many ideas that I've integrated into this park, more than any of the others, have come from you guys at home. I mean, let's just have a quick little look through what we've got here. So we've got our basal sort of starting area with all the platform, all the power stations, all the storm defense stations, all this kind of organizational stuff. We've got our little secret garden just over to the right hand side. A little bit further up, we've got our... Well, you ignore that for now. A little bit further up. You walk a little further up. Did we put something in there? Oh, maybe. Here we have our dinosaur breeding area. Our testing area for the herbivores, which we haven't seen in a long time. That's a massive area, really. Over here we have our Velociraptor hatchery / training area with a specific, like, pit area here to allow dinosaurs to walk across, and even a lure to get the herbivores across and into here for the raptors to hunt. Very developed little area. We have our hybrid testing area. We have a Dilophosaurus sort of venom range over there. We have our Giganotosaurus pit. We have our now BARYONYX swamp, sort of aquatic testing area. A little bit further on in here, we have our Deinonychuses and Spinosauruses wandering around in our free sort of swamp. And even further back, we have a little monitoring area for our old abandoned compound where the two carnivores stalk around. There's a lot of stuff in this park. It really is crammed. And it's down to you guys. Now, this is actually the episode to talk about it, because we know what we're doing next time. I'm just going to do a little breakout. We're going to have a little fun. What do we do next? Now, my main idea right now is either a monorail park or a gyrosphere park. And I don't know which. I believe gyrospheres can go through fences? If you put a gate in, can gyrospheres go through gates? I believe gyrospheres can go through gates. I could be entirely wrong. But I like the idea of both of those, like a monorail park where there's no walking around at all. Basically, you'd have like a little welcome area here with shops and stuff. You get on a monorail, it'd take you around the entire park, all the different exhibits, and you'd sit on the monorail, you'd look down, and you'd see all this stuff going on. That gives us a lot of control for each exhibit, although it would make it difficult to give each exhibit a unique feeling. Gyrosphere, same kind of idea, but you have to drive through each one. I'm open to other ideas. If there's anything else you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments. Somebody suggested a park that was filled with dinosaurs that hadn't appeared in Jurassic Park films. I kind of like that as an idea. I kind of like the idea of maybe doing the Lost World Jurassic Park, building that a little bit. You know, we built Jurassic Park 1993. Why don't we build the sequel? There's a lot of stuff we wouldn't be able to do, though, which is my main worry. You know, a lot of the set pieces and stuff. But we could give it a go, and I think it could turn out pretty cool. Maybe that's what we'll do next. I do like, the more I talk about that, the more I like that idea. Let's go. So, we're going to ride the gyrosphere and have a little peek around. And we're going to follow the actual track. There's a science man to my right. He's pointing at the BARYONYX photo. Oh, no, there's people to my right and left. I'm inside both of them. There's our BARYONYX. Looking over at the gyrosphere. I think that's a coincidence, but it's pretty cool. Maybe it's not a coincidence. Right, where's the other Barry? I really want a tour jeep. I also want to build a racetrack. Somebody pointed this out on... somebody suggested this on the Evo subreddit. Oh, that's our other BARYONYX. But if you had like a load of empty feeders and you had a ton of Ranger Jeeps, you could send them all off at the same time and build like a proper racetrack. I never really thought of that way of doing it. I think that's a really cool idea. We'll probably do that later this week, so keep an eye out for that. Just to carry on talking while we scout out our dinosaurs. So we're going to do a full circuit. I'm just curious. We've seen both of them briefly. BARYONYX can't have more than two, right? I'm not going crazy. If it can, we'll bring it in some buddies. I think their social group is 2. Then again, it could be 3 because the Ceratosaurus is 3. I got upped recently. I don't know why they changed the Ceratosaurus to 3. That was strange. I don't have anything to say. It's just a wall. It's a nice wall. Don't take it this wrong way. It's a lovely wall. But BARYONYX is hanging around that way, and I can't get any further in that direction. Can't turn your head enough in this. I wish I could turn my head completely to the left. That'd be cool. I mean, my head doesn't swivel only this amount. My head swivels quite a lot. I've got a very swivelly head, as it happens. Like an owl. Okay, that's not... Okay, there we go. Where are you, Bazza? I need you for the thumbnail, buddy boy. Now, you know as well as I do, you are not in a good lighting position, don't you? Oh, hello, you're in a good position, then. Beautiful Tybazza. Look at him go. Absolute hero. Got a gyrosphere in the background. It doesn't feel quite swampy enough for me. I think we need to up the water just a little bit. It's quite hard to do, really. Oh, squaring up. If they're squaring up, that means the social rating is 2. It is, yeah. Nice. Looks like it's eating the gyrosphere. If we just angle it up a little bit, it's eating a tiny gyrosphere. It's actually kind of annoying. It's ruining my thumbnail a little bit. Good stuff. Now, I'm going to try something out very quickly. Yeah, we went through this with the gigas the other day. You guys couldn't see the depth of field nor the effects I was trying out. Now, I believe I know why, so I'm going to try something different and let me know in the comments, or I could check the video, but just let me know anyway, whether you guys can see this. Okay, can you see the depth? You should now be able to see the depth of field effect, hopefully, unless I've gone crazy. Oh, hello. It's quite good, actually. We can get rid of the gyrosphere, effectively. It sounds mean, but whatever. Hopefully you can see it now. It's cool, right? It really adds a lot to the thumbnail. You can't necessarily see it in the thumbnail, but what you do see is the lack of other distant details, which lets you just focus on the dinosaur itself a little bit more. We can even change the field of view. Oh, hello. You just get a few shots, and you can do a bunch of stuff like near blur curve, and we can change how much that's blurred, and hopefully this is working. Yeah, how much of the dinosaur we actually want to cut off. It's a little bit too sharp, the distinction there, but hey ho. One of those will be appropriate. Okay, ladies and gentle ladies, we're going to end it there. Actually, I really want to view from this gyrosphere. Can we do that? Can we view from an individual gyrosphere? Okay, I'm going to drive it myself. Let's go. How cool would it have been to sit in that gyrosphere though? Oh, hello, cheeky. Very cool. How cool would it have been to be in that gyrosphere and you're driving along and suddenly 2 BARYONYXs square up to each other and fight before your eyes? Awesome. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for science, and this is the best way to view your dinosaurs up close, and that is the justification for this gyrosphere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially done with our InGen park. We are going to do one more video. Like I said, we're going to do a full proper tour on the monorail, just sort of view our park from above, go through each exhibit one by one properly in a little bit more detail, maybe then make it nighttime, add some rain, do a couple of fence breakouts, let some people die. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think we should do next season in terms of our next park. I like this idea of just keep building unique parks, but I think we're going to rebuild the Lost World. That's the top idea in my head right now. And I'll see you lovely folks then. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and others like it would not be possible at all without the support of you guys watching me at home, and also everyone on this Patreon page right here who supported me in the last month. If you want to help out as well, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Every little really helps. Cheers.